Hello? How to do it? No. Just waiting for people to actually come and join. Hello to anybody who might be joining. I'm actually waiting for you all to get in. I know I haven't said much yet, but I can't see anything until there's someone's there. Had to put my glasses on so that I can actually see the live chat when people start to say anything. Won't be here for very long if nobody joins me though. I was only expecting to do about an hour because Beardo goes live doing his gaming around 6 o'clock. And I don't want to get in the way of Beardo's live stream. So just waiting to see if I get anybody watching. No, I've gone live a little bit earlier than expected to. Nobody was expecting me to go live till 5 o'clock, so people might not be here yet. See if I can. Double zero inside. Yeah, I have to agree with that letdown that she was made up to be such a big deal as the Rani, and then she was pretty much just lunch for Omega. So thank you for joining me, because I didn't know if anybody was actually going to come, and then I'd have to end it prematurely. But yeah, she was really good. Although she did appear to literally just be there to do exposition. She even said it in her lines in Wish World, and I was just like, why do you need to say this is not just exposition, Doctor? We kind of got that it was exposition. But then Omega comes out as this rotten looking skull thing that was too big to even come through the door entirely, picks her up and eats her. So she's pretty much Omega's lunch. It was really a waste of time having got such a big star to come into the show in the first place when she's been in other shows, even won an Emmy, nominated for or won an Emmy, I believe, and then she's just gone. So my initial reaction is going to be going live on my channel at 12 noon on the 6th of June. or 12 noon on the 5th of June, I believe it is. Obviously I'm going to take some more time to process it and come back with a proper reaction at a later date. But I do agree that it was like she didn't mean anything at all. And the entire 2 seasons have been pretty much a waste of time. Having introduced Mrs. Flood and the whole mystery of who Mrs. Flood was, having introduced Susan Triad in the original season with Ruby Sunday and the whole mystery. I'm just not happy with RTD2 era at all. So we got Sutek, who was a big CGI dog, who just got leashed in the TARDIS last season and disintegrated. And then we had Mrs. Flood do the 2 Ronnies line and teleport away. Oh yeah, she definitely shouldn't have been bigged up as much as she was. Anita Dobson is a really, really talented actress. She was Angie in EastEnders, and she's married to one of the most famous guitarists in the world, Brian May, and she's just been wasted in the last few episodes. So, I mean, what was the point of saying, oh, she's this big star, real big mystery, just like Susan Triad was supposed to be a big mystery. I mean, there's other things like, what was the point of Poppy coming back? Because she was only in that one episode of season 1. And she's not someone that Belinda would even have known about because that was during Ruby Sunday's run as a companion. And then we've got the whole section of apparently the Doctor not having known that Belinda was saying she needed to get home for Poppy. And what was the point of Susan Foreman coming back? She ended up just being a cameo in 2 or 3 episodes. There was no big reunion between her and the Doctor. And I understand what's happened is originally, reshoots have had to be done because Ncuti Gatwa decided that he wanted to leave, or some of the rumours are that he's being fired because he wouldn't do. I mean, these seasons were filmed in 2023 and 2024, so there's no way that it has anything to do with Eurovision, to be honest, because he would have already made that decision before the reshoots were made. That is actually a very good. I mean, she did just teleport away to wherever she's gone. I mean, the big elephant in the room that a lot of people have already said, and I'm going to clarify this right now. Anybody who paid attention to the titles will know that it did not state that, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't actually watched it yet, it did not state that Billie Piper is back as the 16th Doctor. It said, introducing Billie Piper. So, there's no, oh, she's the 16th Doctor, as some people have instantly jumped onto YouTube and made a video about. It doesn't say that she's the 16th Doctor at all. It says introducing Billie Piper, but not as what. And she's already been back previously as the Moment. She was Bad Wolf when she absorbed the heart of the TARDIS, and during Christopher Eccleston's solo run as the Doctor. I know an awful lot more about Doctor Who than people think I do, and pay a lot more attention two things. It might take me a little bit longer to process what the heck has actually happened with this. Well, hopefully, yeah, she can actually regenerate again. This bi-generation stuff, I don't think that. Please excuse if you hear any noise from outside of my room, but I do live with somebody does live with me, and they may be having conversations outside of the room. Nothing I can do about that, I'm afraid. But I did say that I was going to be going live on my channel, so we're to that I'll be on for a bit. So we're to that I'll be on for a bit. So, who would you actually like 00 inside? Or is that right? Who would you actually like Anita Dobson to regenerate into if she can? Hello, Jamie. How are you doing? Excuse the Doctor Who talk, but it did just. I did catch it last night. That's actually a good point because they did take a big deal about the dark red nail varnish that was on the hand. And previously, when the Master came back, it turns out to be one of the prison officers that had his wife locked up. So it could potentially be Mrs. Flood that went back. See, there was something that happened at the beginning of the reality wars that I wasn't happy about. They left wish wheels with the Doctor falling towards the Wonderverse, and then Anita, who turned out to be pregnant from the episode with the Time Hotel, when that was Joy to the World and the Time Hotel, that she just opened the door on the falling balcony and rescued him from falling into the Underverse. So I really don't know what that was all about. I'm doing okay apart from the fact that I should have been wearing reading glasses every time I've made a video and stuff, which is why I'm wearing them now on my live stream, so you can see that I actually do need to wear reading glasses, and I've been very bad in not wearing them. It's a pity Sarah from Fantastic Publishing is not here because this is my cup of coffee and my heart mug. My cup of coffee and my heart mug. And I always try to have a cup of coffee whenever Sarah goes live, or more than one. But in other news, I'm a little bit confused myself, but I weigh myself on the 1st of every month, and it comes up in kilograms on the weighing scales, so it said I'm 96 kilograms, which is 15 stone 11 or 15 stone 1, but the last time I did it, it said 97.2 kilograms, which, if I've misunderstood it, meant that I was actually saying that I was 15 stone 30, not 15 stone 3. So I've got confused thinking that it's saying I've put weight on, despite the fact that I'm cutting out chocolate and crisps and takeaways and stuff. So, um, my brain was processing like, well, hang on a minute, what does that mean? But I am actually trying to do a lot better with my food because if anyone's seen the video, I was diagnosed with osteoarthritis, and part of the problem will be the fluctuating weight that I have. So if I can actually get that under control, then that will ease the pain. So alongside the medication that I take. But I am doing this live now for two reasons. Firstly, because I know Beardo goes live usually doing his gaming, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, or whatever it is, at about 6 o'clock, and usually around about 7:30, I go out for friends with coffee. So I thought this was the best time to come on and do it and discuss what my thoughts were initially with the whole Doctor Who thing. But I would like it to have been Mrs. Flood that went to and picked up the tooth from the toy maker with the master in it, because we didn't get the master back either. And there was a lot of speculation as to whether or not he or she was coming back, because Michelle Gomez was at the screening on Joe Martin had been there and Caroline Ford had been there. Um, and they ended up being cameos in the show. So how come that they had Michelle Gomez show up and she wasn't even a cameo in it? So that was quite odd. It's like the Russell T Davies doing his traditional trolling of everyone, including him having not see anyone who's watched Unleashed. I don't know if you did Double O Inside. He did Double O Inside. He They actually brought back Jodie Whittaker for that cameo, but according to what Stefan Powell said, they had her listed in the call sheet as Petrol, which RTD did not explain why she was Petrol properly. He just said one day maybe somebody called Petrol might be in the show. So goodness knows what that was about. But yeah, so let's see. Yeah, I don't want to make this entire stream just about Doctor Who and bore anyone who's not really into Doctor Who. If there's anyone who's able to share that I'm live, because I'm only here till like 6, please let people know that I'm here, because I can't stay long. I want everyone to go over to see Beardo when he goes live. I used to do it on my old channel. If anybody's interested, there is a video with the links to my old channels on my channel. I used to refer to it as Buzzing Vlogs. This is now Lose Space, which sounds a whole lot better, because Buzzing Vlogs makes some people think of something completely different. And I've never done anything like that. Not that I've got anything against people that are interested in that. So, Jamie, do you watch Doctor Who or Stranger Things or Wednesday? Both. We've had an announcement that Stranger Things is now going to be out in 3 parts. The first part is on November the 26th. The second part is on Christmas, so presumably Christmas Day. And the third part is out on New Year's Eve, and that's the final part. Hi, Sky Talker. Glad you're here. I'm try not to go over 6 p.m. because don't want to interrupt Beardo. You met Peter Davison? That's awesome. I met Paul McGann. Funny story, I was with a friend of mine, and his brother, Joe, had been in the upper hand, and my friend made the same mistake that I made with somebody that he liked that I met and couldn't remember where they were from. And he went up to Paul McGann and said, I love you in the upper hand. And Paul said, that was my brother, but thanks. So, well, that was cool. That was a few years ago. So, I enjoyed that. Anybody who doesn't know, I've done a bunch of different because she's my favourite DC hero. If you don't know. And Yeah, so definitely my favourite DC character. If you're interested, other characters that I enjoy on TV, I like Paulie Perrette. She used to play Abby Shootout in NCIS before she got replaced by whoever it is who plays the forensic specialist now. I liked Alison Hannigan when she was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but her best time was when she went Dark Willow. I know like that's a villain thing, but there was reasons why she did. If you've ever seen Buffy, and then I like Wednesday. Jenna Ortega is really good, although I've seen recently that she said that playing a schoolgirl when she's in her 20s isn't necessarily something she wants to do. Stranger Things, all of the actors must be in their 20s by now, so it must be really difficult for people in their 20s or older to be going and playing school kids in high school. At least it wasn't if I used to watch Most Haunted, but when they trolled him, when that guy trolled him by getting him to say Mary loves Dick, I love that when Beardo does that, the Mary loves Dick thing. Hi, I see ghost cats. Don't worry about lurking, I'm not here for too long anyway. This is my first live stream in over 4 years, and I used to only do video vlogs, really. So I might not look nervous, and excuse my background, please. That I have said on when I've talked on Sarah's about Fantastic Publishing's live streams and stuff, that I have a kettle and a microwave and everything in my room. It's alright, Jamie, don't worry about it. I was only staying till 6 anyway. I wonder where Caroline and that are. No talk of white chocolate. We don't have white chocolate that are. No talk of white chocolate. We don't have white chocolate in near here, thank you. I'm on Sarah's side. Team Sarah. Um, I'll get longer, Sky Talker. As I go on, but this is my first time actually doing a live for over 4 years, so it's sort of a test run to see how I'm doing, and then I can look at my background and stuff. I did buy a microphone, but this laptop has a webcam and a microphone on it anyway, even if it's a bit not that great, makes me look pale. But yeah, this is my test run. My connection is unstable. Can you still see me? Uh, Sorry about that. Apparently the connection went unstable. I went and watched Two Ply last night and I made sure I was putting Team Brittany in the chat. Team Brittany! Team Brittany all the way. Although I do believe Jamie did say in one of the live streams that he loves my booty too. So who did I watch last night? I watched Sarah. I watched Jamie and Brittany. Uh, I think that was probably about it. I'm not sure. I caught some of the other videos that people have put out. So is there anything that anybody wants me to answer, or anything that I haven't put out yet? Any suggestions for videos that I could make? Sky Talker or I See Ghost Cats? I know Jamie said that he's had to go. But Sky Talker, I hope that you are Team Brittany and not Team Jamie though. Well, she'll be, otherwise Sarah will be looking down on you for that. So, as I said, is there any topics? Because I have put polls and stuff out. Oh, I do like him, yeah. Oh, when he did that video on Beardo, or the Mid-Southwest Ghost Hunter on Beardo, or the Mid-Southwest Ghost Hunter Sky. It wasn't Beardo at all, it was the Mid-Southwest Ghost Wales Ghost Hunter, you know that. Aren't we all? Yeah. Yes. I think that I am going to make another list video that includes debunked paranormal on it. I have started setting up playlists for things like educational videos, reviews, art stuff. Obviously, a lot of things won't go into a particular playlist. They'll just be a random playlist. But I've got one for reviews, one for the educational stuff like about health conditions and stuff. We've got my Doctor Who ones mostly in the reviews right now, but they're not right. We've got my Doctor Who ones mostly in the reviews right now, but they're not right. The plan is that I do this live stream today, and then from 12 o'clock tomorrow right through to the 6th of June, there are scheduled videos at 12 noon every day on my channel. So tomorrow, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th have scheduled videos ready. They're on different things. The one on the 6th is my initial review of the finale of Doctor Who. I actually have a questionnaire, Sky Talker, that I've done, but I would need people to email me the answers to the questions. One of my videos is I answer the questions to give people. I think the video that's going live on the 6th is the video of me answering the questions. Obviously, I've already put videos out on my health conditions, but it's answering the questions to give people an idea to what kind of questions I'm asking. But obviously, when that video goes out on the 6th, you can actually, if you want my email address, are you on Instagram? Hello, the rights. I'm doing okay. I've got my coffee, which I've nearly finished, and I only really wanted to come on for an hour, so don't forget at 6 o'clock, I believe it is, Beardo usually goes live. So if you all that are here will hop over to watch Beardo when he goes live. He usually does his gaming that he has via Twitch and I don't know how you send files through message on Instagram, otherwise I would have sent it to people. But I can actually give you my email address on via Instagram message. Um, then if you want the questionnaire, obviously if you want to be kept anonymous when I make the video, that's perfectly fine, because it obviously people aren't going to necessarily want their names out there, as to thank you, as to what by the way, if you haven't already, because I can't see it at the minute, please remember to hit like on this live stream. Leave a comment after I've finished, and anyone who is up to 50, but then because YouTube probably thought that it was bots, because it was a load of people that came over from Fantastic Publishing Sarah's live stream and subscribed to me. It's currently at 34. So if there's anyone who isn't subscribed yet, or if you can share the channel around, Sky, you're awesome. I'm actually trying to work out if I know, is Sky your name, or because I'm not sure whether or not Sarah and others have actually said what your name is during live streams. I know she says the real names of people, and sometimes that gets very confusing when I look through the chat and I'm like, so who's that person? I know Jamie and Brittany are two-ply. Yes, Annie, that's it. I Captain. Hello, Raven. Oh, yeah, that's okay. We all need to sleep. So yeah, my opinion on that is, in regards to Raiders of the Lost Ark, what I thought the argument was actually going to be about is when the Nazis find the Ark of the Covenant, it's because that Indy has tracked it down. Now, if Indy had not found the Ark of the Covenant, would, as Kenny said, the Nazis still have found it, or would they have been digging in the wrong place? Because it feels to me like when they find something like the Ark of the Covenant, which ultimately found it, if India had gone hunting for it, then they possibly would never have found it. So I don't see him as being pointless in the film, but technically that means that he helped the bad guys by finding the Ark of the Covenant, so they found it. Does that make sense? Or is Kenny right that regardless of Indy finding it first, that they still potentially would have found it without him? Because I'm really not sure on that one. I'm not sure what Oak Island is. I don't think that's something that I've heard of. If you can let me know what that is. Curse of Oak Island. That's something that I'll have to look up. Is it? I know the dolls on that doll island are all supposed to be cursed. I don't know whether or not you'll have gone and see the video where I show you that I've got my own Annabelle Raggedy Ann doll. Sorry to say, but personally I do not believe that she is anyway currently cursed or possessed by a demon or anything like that. Even before I've watched Truth or Demons or Florio's Phantom Files or any of that, I hadn't even really heard of the Warrens before I watched the Conjuring movies and stuff. So, yeah, to be honest with you, not something. I mean, her having a demon is as real as Freddy Krueger and Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees. But you'll love the history, Knights Templar. Ooh, they were mentioned in the Angels and Demons in those films, the Da Vinci Code. I'm not going to read that word out because I get embarrassed. I got embarrassed when I tried to say that word when I was doing my list and I included Mr. Grey in my list of channels that I watch. I was so embarrassed to say it, even though it's part of what he does with his bingo and everything. Paranormal bingo, that word. Ugh. But no, it's not real. I don't think Robert the Doll is real either. The amount of photographs that there are out there of Robert the Doll and the Annabelle doll, we'd all be dead. It's real. I mean, it's like they say you get 7 years of bad luck from breaking a mirror. Then I must have a crap ton of bad luck from breaking mirrors. Oh, to tell you what, the downside of having to wear reading glasses is it's really much harder to have a cuppa. But the optician said that I had to have them and that it'll help improve. Maybe it makes me look intellectual. What do you think? Does it make me look smart, Annie? But I'm definitely interested in looking into the. Oh, let me just put that in my notes on my own. Do, do, do. Ugh. Notifications all over my phone things. I don't know, honestly. So, alarm for this thing, alarm for that thing. Samsung notes. And Oak Island first night. Templar. My phone wants to call it Knights Templat. There we go. Right, at least I know what I'm talking about. But, speaking of curses and vanishings and all that kind of thing, what do you think of Roanoke? Do you really think that the Croatoan thing and that was all real or just another cool story that they could use in American horror stories? Kathy Bates is awesome though. If anybody's ever seen Misery, that scene. There are some scenes in movies that I can't actually rewatch. The baseball boy scene in Doctor Sleep, I can't rewatch that at all because even though they don't actually show you, the fact that they got away with implying in Doctor Sleep what the True Knot were doing to that boy, yet no one when they've filmed Stephen King's It has put in the scene where there's a mass kid orgy, which is all consented to anyway, but they could put in the torture of a boy in Doctor Sleep. Fair, I think it might have been the one where they did a reality show. Not sure which season that was, but the history of that is the Roanoke colonists all disappeared, and there was the word Croatoan or Croatoan carved into a tree, which is speculated that's just another colony place. So alright, the rights. I will see you again in my next video or another live stream. Bigfoot. The only thing I know about Bigfoot is that there was that cringy song in the Interstellar Song Contest episode of Doctor Who, where Cora was supposed to sing about Big Feet. But other than that, no, don't believe in Bigfoot. Don't believe in all of that stuff. When we were kids, we're supposed to believe in things like Santa and the Tooth Fairy and all of that stuff. But a lot of us know, my I grew up in the 80s, so Doctor Who actually went off air and went onto this really long hiatus till 2005, apart from the movie with Paul McGann. Sylvester McCoy would have been my Doctor originally, because I grew up in the 80s and 90s. But not to be cliche or anything, I obviously have got a bit fed up with them bringing him back, but David Tennant was actually in the show for the longest period of time. I do like Christopher Eccleston, and if he'd stayed around for longer than one season, I would have been quite happy with that, because I did see him a long time ago in that other Russell T Davies show, Second Coming, where he played the resurrected Jesus or whatever, Son of God. But yeah, David Tennant, I did like Peter Capaldi's run. Jodie Whittaker unfortunately got some very poor writing, which I think Ncuti Gatwa did get in the first season. Sophie Aldred is awesome. If I could cosplay a companion, it'd probably be Ace. Cause, well, I think she's awesome. She was one of the best classic Who companions. I mean, people go for the likes of Sarah Jane Smith and stuff, and I'm sure she's pretty good, but I mean, Sophie Aldred with a baseball bat or with her explosives and stuff, that is proper Doctor Who, that. I would like to actually get some of the classic series. Growing up throughout the 80s and 90s, I would love to have all the Sylvester McCoy episodes. I know that it'll be wobbly sets and that the aliens won't necessarily look as good, but that's the joy of having classic shows. See, it's a bit awkward because technically speaking, for me, Classic Who is now the 2005 onward. Technically speaking, for me, Classic Who is now the 2005 onward shows, because they took it off air in 1989, and other than the 1996 film where Sylvester McCoy regenerated into Paul McGann's 8th Doctor, there wasn't really any Doctor Who on TV. So prior to 2005 and the other spin-offs, like we had Sarah Jane Adventures on children's TV, we had Torchwood, which was a more adult show. I ain't that young, Annie. I'll be 45 in August, and I already have osteoarthritis, depression, anxiety, and have to wear reading glasses to even see what you all are saying. So maybe my body's about 100 at this point, but my year date of birth says that I'm only going to be 45. So Oh dear. Everybody's like posting video of Whittaker actually got to come back and have some lines written by Russell T Davies, but her scripts for her seasons, for Flux and everything, were so poor. There was a lot of. This is why people have been saying the show is woke. I'd love to have watched the. See, I think there will be a lot of episodes that the BBC got rid of that, um, you know, people might have on the VHS and stuff like that. So, I mean, if people have actually been digging through their old videos, oh, the days of videos, video cassettes. Even I'm old enough to remember those. But yeah, I think it's quite amusing that the guy that they got to play, the guy who played Filch in the Harry Potter series, got to play William Hartnell in some of the Doctor Who episodes. And then he was in that episode with the dinosaurs on a spaceship with Matt Smith. And it's just like he played a dark character while having played as the first Doctor. So that was quite amusing to me. It's like, wait, but it seems like Russell T Davies is not the only one who likes to bring back um previous characters. I mean, a lot of the people. Oh dear, delete, delete, delete. Oh, some of the scarier new monsters have been things like the Weeping Angel. So when they tried to say that the Statue of Liberty was even made out of stone was a Weeping Angel, that was really going off on a tangent there. And I liked the way that it looked like they were going to end Amy and Rory's story. But then it felt a bit like, hang on a minute, you did this major thing. They threw themselves off that and then found themselves in a graveyard, and that's when they got taken away. Yes. A few people have been saying that they are disappointed for Shooty Gatwood's 15th Doctor because, yes, they had managed to get Daleks into the episode, but Shooty wasn't against them. It was just showing when one of the classic Doctors was caught by them. I'd love to have a Weeping Angel. I think I'm going to make a video at some point that shows off some of my artwork. I'm nowhere near as good as Sarah is. Do you know what I want? I want the Rani's sonic screwdriver, but the only one that I've seen so far, I don't think they've actually released it officially. The only one I've seen so far is someone made a 3D print out version of it, and that's on eBay. But I'm not paying for a 3D printed version of the Rani sonic screwdriver. And how come Mrs. Flood's version of the Rani didn't have her own sonic screwdriver? Why was it only the definite article Rani that had one? They were both the Rani, so why didn't she get one as well? And why did they make? Yeah, but I don't know if you can still see me. Tell me if you can still see because it's complaining that I don't know what that means. More than one is using the primary URL. Send one stream to the primary ingestion URL. Something's tried to mess up my live stream, and I'm only going to be here till 6. Can you see me? Say yeah if you can see me, because I'm not sure what's happening at my end. In the Matrix, I've been sucked into the Matrix. Where's Neo? Maybe she's live on her game. I don't know. Oh, by the way, nobody will have actually seen these yet. Right. That one is my butterfly that I got after I'd had my second child. It's not the fibro butterfly, but it is meant to be purple. And that one is meant to represent my family. Obviously, I would need to have that edited now. Don't know if you can see it properly. It's 5 stars. I've just never shown anybody before on live, on videos. Don't know if you can see them normally because I'm usually holding. The problem that I've had is that I've had to have scripts because, and that's one of the reasons I should be wearing these things, because of I'm supposed to wear them so I don't get a headache from reading and stuff. But I'm so used to not having them. Imagine, right? Look at me. My mum, who obviously is much older than me because she's my mum, wears glasses. So to me, I now feel like I'm the early 40s version of my mum wearing glasses, even just reading glasses. See, I like butterflies, so I just got a butterfly. But tattoos, once you've got them, can be quite addictive if you've seen all the ones that Stevie from True War Demons has got. But I think I've got about 10 minutes to, if you know whether or not Beardo is going live at 6. Because I don't know. A dragonfly's anything like Daddy Longlegs. I can't. Some things, like, excuse the pun, but some things bug me. We used to have some lavender outside my old flat. I meant like 6 p.m. UK time because it's 10 to 6 here. So yeah, there used to be bees or wasps, whatever, that were flew around the lavender outside my old flat. So I was always wary because I had to walk past those when I went out. And I don't do plants very well because I've managed to kill them. One, I managed to kill in 4 days, and the other one, it took me 4 weeks, but I still managed to kill it. So plants and me are not my strong suit. I'll leave that to other people. But yeah, I'm surprised we haven't actually got on to food, but then I don't suppose that we've had all that much time to talk about it. I did make sure that I'd eaten before I came on this live stream, because I ain't that daft when I've been sat watching The Crow or watching the Fantastic Publishing. It always ends up descending into pizza or hot dogs or biscuits, and then I sit there with a stomach rumbling. So yeah, I'd definitely not be doing lives without having eaten something. Yeah, they're very much like I'm pretty sure that you are probably a lady, but a lot of my friends were male, so I would end up drinking pints with my male friends when I went out. So with my male friends when I went out. So that's not particularly ladylike. I did get into drinking rosé wine at one point when I was going out with one of my former boyfriends, but most of the time it's I even had 3 cans of beer last night. Um, because SEG had got to 40k, so I had 3 cans of beer or lager, whatever it was, last night. To while I was well, I say last night. It might have been night for him. It was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever for me. He's a girl at the other side of the world in Australia with the kangaroos and stuff. Oh, speaking of which, I have recently watched Heretic and Talk to Me. I feel sorry for that kangaroo in Talk to Me, and Hugh Grant was really good at being villainous in Heretic, but if you've not seen them, I remember you were there. We're very ladylike on near those on those chats and don't talk about food like say eating bologna and near aerosol cheese or bologna with aerosol cheese on it. Ugh. I missed him eating the bologna or bologna, whatever you call it, cause I've heard all about the drippage and how gross it was, and I really don't think that I would want to watch him eat that. It was bad enough watching him put the aerosol easy cheese onto Ritz crackers. That was gross. And the amount him and Dawson were putting on the Ritz crackers, I was like, oh my god. Ugh. You really want to watch Heretic? It's good. It's a good film. I think that Hugh Grant carries it itself really well as the more villainous character. Hugh Grant carries it itself really well as the more villainous character. I've not seen him play a lot of villains. He's usually the romantic fop. I don't think there's really an awful lot of slashing in it exactly. And there isn't really anything. See, I like comedies and stuff too. Just keeping an eye on the time. Because like I said, I'm not sure what time Beardo is going live, but I am going to have to end it in about 7 minutes. It's nice of you that have come on, Annie and the Wrights and Jamie and Double O Inside and that. It's nice of you to have come on to this pretty much test stream just to have a chat about Doctor Who and try to avoid having talked about food and other shows that I like. Like I said, I don't know if anybody actually will have seen this, but you can watch it back. In the once it's gone up on the channel. Stranger Things, if anyone's interested, is back in 3 parts from November the 26th, then Christmas, then New Year's Eve. The final episode of that will be on New Year's Eve. And if I'm anything like I've been for the finales of the other show of the seasons of Stranger Things, I'm going to probably be in tears because I'm quite invested in the characters in Stranger Things. Yes, I have seen Ex Machina. I loved that. I loved that ending. That was great stuff. See, I like films like AI artificial intelligence with Haley Joel Osment from AI artificial intelligence with Haley Joel Osment from Sixth Sense, and I like I, Robot with Will Smith, although I don't think he's much in favour these days. Yep. So we've got November the 26th, which I assume is to do with Thanksgiving. And then we've got Christmas, which was either be Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. And then we've got New Year's Eve for some reason, when a lot of people might be too busy celebrating. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. You're going to get a bunch of people watching Stranger Things finale on New Year's Eve, when the point of New Year's Eve is everyone's bringing in the new year. So who knows on that one? But anyway, I think I'm going to, because I did start a little bit early. Oh look, I'm at the same level I'm did last night. That was an hour and 6 minutes of my life I'll never get back. Well, luckily I'm not in a wheelchair just yet. Fingers crossed that I don't end up having to have it like that, although I did have to ask what a rollator was because I didn't know it was a walker. But anyway, like I said, thank you very much, Annie, Sky Talker, and to everyone else who's actually come. I will do another live as soon as possible, but I'll have to work around when everyone else is doing a live stream, because I don't want to interrupt anyone else. But if you can, try to watch my videos when the ones that are already live, or the ones that are going to be going live from 12 noon UK time tomorrow. I know they're a mixed bag of videos, but I have to settle. I can get to settle on a particular topic. I have started setting up a playlist, as I said. Yeah, no one alone on New Year's Eve. But I say thank you very much for coming. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all of the good stuff. I'm gonna go now. I will have to catch you all in the next one. Sorry to cut it short at just an hour. Well, just over an hour. But yeah, I've got to get ready for other things myself. So I will see you all, as Beardo says, soon. Lou out.